Couch Beers Nation. Couch Beers
Public.
Republic. Couch Beers Squad. You're back for more. Don't know why. Oh no, my notebook. I think I left it in the other room.
Go get it.
Okay, hold on.
I'll kill time.
Do it.
Do you ever think, are worms just small snakes? I've never really smelt what cocaine smells like, but I imagine it smells kind of good. All right.
All right, I'm back. What did you talk about?
I talked about the smell of stuff, powder, and then
Like fresh pow, like snow?
Yeah, something like that.
Interesting.
And then I said, are worms just small snakes?
I don't think so, but it's an interesting thought.
I don't know.
Okay, we got official fact checkers.
Whoa, they've been dormant for
Yeah,
the last few
yeah,
weeks or episodes.
I kind of knew this one was coming.
Mm.
It's been a little bit. Do you remember talking about hardware stores in the last episode?
Yes. Do they have conclusive evidence or
Yeah.
can they guide us? Because what was our original take?
The only hardware store we could remember was Ace Hardware.
Yeah, and they were like franchised with like Fratatolis and Jim's and Terry's and Jerry's.
Right.
Ace Hardware.
Yes.
And we distinguish between a hardware store and a home improvement store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had said home improvement stores are your Menards, Home Depot, and Lowe's.
Right.
So
they came back, and I was informed Do It Best is a separate chain. So, and at one point I said Do It Best Ace Hardware was like one of the franchises, which is not true.
Okay. Well,
and also Hardware Hank. That's another. Is
that not an
hardware store.
Ace? Okay.
No.
I don't know.
No, it's separate.
I feel like if it's on the side of a NASCAR, it's a real thing,
Is there a NASCAR sponsored by Hardware Hank?
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's real.
That's true. Maybe they're not big enough. Well, there's probably not an Ace Hardware NASCAR car if it's all franchised.
Maybe it's like Jeff Gordon's Ace Hardware car.
We might get fact checkers for this one too, because there are people that listen to this that are
some NASCAR.
major NASCAR fans.
NASCAR spelled forward and backwards both says race car.
I really thought about that. I was like, is that true?
As soon as I said it, I was like, that didn't even make sense.
No, it did not. But
Race car spelled frontward and backward is the same.
correct.
Not NASCAR. Dumbass. Okay.
We had one more fact checker. My brother came back and said, when we were talking about Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, I said my uncle has a house there, but I've never been there. My brother informed me that is not true. We went there, and my brother and I actually started watching Breaking Bad at their house. So, little fun fact.
Wait, so his house isn't in Truth or Consequences?
It is in Truth or Consequences. And my brother let me know we actually have been there, even though I said we hadn't. That's where we started watching Breaking Bad.
For some reason, the way you phrased it made me think the existence of your uncle's house there was in question. I was like, interesting.
No.
Somehow Breaking Bad was involved.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Fun fact about Breaking Bad. My family was into Breaking Bad before it was even like released, because they're so tied into New Mexico. They're like, this show is getting filmed in New Mexico. We gotta watch it. They were pumped when it was released, even before even seeing an episode.
Wow.
Yep.
Very good.
You're welcome.
They're like the hipsters of Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Bryan Cranston. Rip.
Speaking of being into TV shows, I have a new favorite show that's on TV right now. Have you heard of Severance?
Severance. Oh, I've heard of it. Yes. Is that on Apple Town or something?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Alyssa and I watched the movie Coda, which actually I wrote down that I was going to talk about it. It won Best Picture at the Oscars. or Oscars. Is it the Oscars? Yeah.
The Emmys.
No, the Emmys are TV. The Grammys are music. Oscars are movies. Anyway, it won Best Picture. It's on Apple TV. It's amazing. I might catapult it into my top 10 favorite movies list. I don't
Who's
know
in
what
it?
it's going to replace.
North? South?
What do you mean?
You said you watched Dakota.
No, CODA, CODA. It's an acronym. I think it stands for Children of Deaf Adults or Child of Deaf Adults. So like the whole movie is this girl, she's like a teenager, and her whole family is deaf, her older brother and both her parents, but
Okay.
she speaks. So she's like lived her
Can
whole
she
life.
hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like lived her whole life as their translator basically. And she like wants to be a singer. And it's like this whole struggle with her family being deaf, but she's a singer. So she doesn't know if she's actually any good.
Oh, okay.
I want to watch it again, but like yeah, the first time it's a heave cry. Like I
Did you
was
ugly
like
cry, or did you just like?
I if you were looking at me, I probably would have been ugly crying. Yeah.
Were you like? Was it like emotionless streams, or was
Oh,
it
no.
just like? Belinda, hold me.
No, I was like, we were sitting on the couch. I was trying not to like shake. I was getting ready to cry so hard.
Did she cry?
I don't think so. No.
So you don't know.
No, I don't think she would cry at a movie, no.
What if it was? I don't know.
I think maybe it's
Where the red fern grows. That'll jerk some tears out of your face.
Lassie.
Did the dog die in that?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I never saw it.
I don't know. What's that one movie with the I was going to say with the dogs.
Where the red fern grows is two dogs.
No, it's more
'Cause,
recent than that.
You know where the dogs, or where the red fern grows is where the dogs die. That's where the red fern grows. If you spoiler alert, people, sorry. You can bleep all that out.
Interesting. I think that movie's old enough we don't need to put bleeps in there.
Okay, you're thinking of a recent movie with a dog. Oh,
It's like from a few, like maybe 10 years ago or something.
it's like Owen Wilson was in it.
I don't remember.
It's like
anything about it.
Maisie or something.
Yeah.
You know, what about Maisie? No, it's not
No.
like
Driving Miss Daisy. No.
No, hold on, I got this. I'm gonna just Googleize it.
Googling. What are you Googling?
Owen Wilson dog movie.
There's no way that worked. Owen Wilson dog movie.
Mm-hmm. Marley and Me. Fuck you.
I actually think that was. I think that's what. Let me see. Was it like a yellow lab or golden retriever?
Yeah, it's a
or
golden
something?
retriever or something. Or
I think it was Marley and Me. That's I think what I was thinking of.
wow.
Wow. IMDb. What we got? Batman.
There's just a good looking picture of Marley and Owen.
Marley's on the phone.
I don't know what to do right now. Fuck this app.
I can't
This is so
imagine. I
stupid.
can't imagine that Owen Wilson was in a movie that made me cry, but maybe.
Yeah, no, that was a good one. Is there another dog movie you're thinking about?
No, I think that was it. I think it was Marley and Me. Anyway,
Oh.
so
So you ugly cried.
I had written in here that I wanted to talk about CODA in my little notebook, just because I think spending like $5.99 or whatever it is for 1 month of Apple TV, you can watch CODA and you can watch the 2 seasons of Ted Lasso. You're gonna get your money's worth. Like you're gonna be so happy you spent that $5.99. And then I got like a notification on my phone. It was like from Apple TV. They're like, you should watch this show, Severance. We think you'd like it. So I had never heard of it. I clicked on it, and it was like, this show is like Mr. Robot, Black Mirror, something else. That was all I had to see. I didn't look up anything about the show. I was like, Alyssa, I got another show for us to watch.
She's like, Tim, I'm working.
Because we just finished watching Lost, so we were looking for a new like hour-long show to watch on our lunch breaks and stuff. And so we watched the first episode, And she was like, I actually kind of like that. I'm like, yeah, I did too. And then we watched like another episode. By like episode 6, there's only 9 episodes or something. We were all in. Like,
It took you to 6 to get you all in.
no, I was pretty much all in by episode 2, I think.
Okay.
But at that point, we're like trying to figure out when we can get the next episode in. We're just like that. It was that good. And I don't want to say anything about it because I went in 100% blind. And I think you should
Kind
too.
of like Coda, right?
Kind of like Coda. Yeah. 100% blind. Correct. But yeah, I think I'm very impressed with Apple TVs. What they're putting out right now.
Okay. See, what I just heard there was, I thought you went to Apple because you're like all about security and stuff, and then now they're recommending things, and you're just like,
That's the weirdest thing.
I guess.
No, that's the weirdest thing. So I have almost all my notifications turned off on my phone. Like if someone's sending me like 3 notifications a day, I'm like, stop. I don't care. That's the first time that they've ever sent me a notification like, you should watch this. So that's the only reason I actually looked into it. I don't know how they knew that was going to be the right show for me. But like I have probably 3 shows that I really like that are putting out new episodes still. Ozark. I think the second half of the last season is coming out later this month. Ted Lasso and Severance. 2 of those are on Apple TV. But yeah, it's very good.
Well,
and I thought the whole time we were watching it that it was only going to be the 1 season, but the way they end it, I'm like, oh, there's another season. There's no way it's ended like that. But yeah.
all right. Well, I'm gonna checkmate you.
Do it.
Slap like now. Subscribe.
Slap like now.
Davey 504 or whatever.
Yeah.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
Tokyo Vice.
Yeah. Is it good?
Yes.
I just saw like, it's the kid from
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver. Yeah.
Yep. No, so it's really cool. It takes place in the 90s. He's a reporter, and what he's finding out is there is no crime in Tokyo. So there's all these like suicides, murders, and all this stuff, and he goes to report on it, and then you ask the police, and the police say, "Yep, it was an accident or something," or something, and so he starts kind of getting into it, and it's a premise of like the Yakuza and another crime syndicate or something are like rising.
Yeah.
And the police are only there to keep the peace between the two.
Yeah.
But there's one that's starting to challenge the other one, and it's starting to get rough, whatever. I don't know. There's 4 episodes out currently, and it's really, really good. I can't get enough of it. It's like it's really great. So
they're like putting them out weekly.
Yeah. Which I do not agree with.
I actually really like that, but
the reason I disagree with it is because then it's just like now it's just like TV again.
Yeah.
It's like,
but I like that because it gives you time between the episodes to like digest it,
process it,
talk about it with people. Like
talk behind their backs about it.
Game of Thrones and Mr. Robot. The reason that I fell in love with those shows as much as I did was because after every episode, I would go on Reddit and like read all the theories that people had of what was going to happen, and it was really fun. It adds a whole nother element to the show. But
it does, especially when it's so good. Like, I guess the only thing I can think of is Game of Thrones and Mr. Robot were the only 2 that they were so good to where I was anxious for the next week. Like it was like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's
how I was.
Game of Thrones shit the bed at the end, but
yeah.
But no, Mr. Robot. I mean,
that's how I was for Severance. Like the last half of that season.
Cried?
No, I just could not wait to watch the next episode. we watched the 8th episode on like Friday during lunch, and Alyssa's parents came this weekend. So we went all weekend without watching the final episode, and like Alyssa said to me, like, Friday night, like, her parents were getting ready to go to bed, and she's like, I guess we'll just have to watch that episode Sunday night. And I'm like, yeah. That's all I was thinking about this whole time. Like, we were both on the same page. But, yeah.
It's like your guys are going
so
to get married or something.
It's like we are. We played, have you ever played, what's that name? Code Word, I think is the name of the game. Where there's like all the 25 cards on the table, and you have to Alyssa was on my team. We were playing it at Easter at my parents' house. And I gave a clue that was kind of out there. And Alyssa immediately was like, I think he means this and this. That's a very Tim answer. And it was exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, that was funny.
You're like, I guess she knows me.
She knows me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. List Man with everything on your list. What else you got?
So I'm training for RAGBRAI, and I haven't really worked out in like 2 years.
No.
Like every once in a while, I'll like, not regularly. Like sometimes I would work out for like a month, but not get into a normal habit. So I feel like I'm out of shape. So I was like, month of April, I'm going to not eat any sugar to like challenge myself. Right?
And?
It's way harder than I thought it was going to be.
Sugar's in everything, man.
It's in everything. It's insane.
Everything.
Like, I was like, I like to eat sandwiches for lunch, which I know
Sugar.
like grains, like wheat is not that great for you when you eat a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I'll get 100% whole grain. I didn't even bother looking at the package. Even 100% whole grain has sugar in it.
Do you want to talk about sugar?
This beer might have sugar in it.
No, it certainly does. You know what has a weird amount of sugar?
What?
Milk.
Really? I don't really drink milk, but
So, okay, well, that's why you break all your bones. But
I haven't broken a bone. Actually, that's not true. I think I broke my toe.
see. So, guess how many grams of sugar are in a cup of skim milk?
1 cup? As in like a glass or like one measuring cup?
Whatever a cup is on.
I would think it's like a measuring cup. I'm going to guess...
So 8 ounces? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 8 grams.
20.
That's insane.
Look it up. It's crazy. Like when I have children someday, I'm not going to buy that kind of milk. I'm going to buy heavy whipping cream and cut it with water. Because there's no sugar in heavy whipping cream.
Yeah.
It's just pure fat.
Yeah.
And kids burn fat like crazy. And then there's sugar. So that's really disgusting. Like the best milk you can buy is probably the Fairlife stuff, the ultra filtered milk.
Yeah.
Where it's like pretty much a protein shake. It's like 20 grams of protein and like I think between 6 and 10 grams of sugar. I could be wrong. Fact check Fairlife milk. But yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, so then aspartame's bad, but other artificial sweeteners, the reason like they're empty calories or whatever they say, 0 calories or whatever. It's your body doesn't know how to process that molecule.
So it just spits it back out?
Yeah, so you just like pee it out or whatever. So, but aspartame is like bad for some reason. I think it like locks on to like fat cells or something. So the fat cells don't get bigger, but they don't get smaller either. So it's like you don't necessarily gain weight, but you don't lose weight either.
Yeah.
Something weird like that. Someone fact checked me. I did this research 10 years ago.
The other thing that I was like surprised how hard it was to find without sugar was peanut butter. I knew like normal peanut butter, like Jiffy and Skip is it Skippy and Jif?
It's Jiffy.
Jiffy and Skip. Is
Skippy.
that what I said first? I don't even remember.
Skippy.
I knew that those ones had sugar in them, but even like the grocery store has like a 10-foot wide, 5-foot tall, like group of shelves filled with peanut butter. I could only find one that didn't have added sugars. Like all the natural ones still had added sugars in them. It's insane.
Yeah, it's Then try finding, gosh, what is it? I don't know. But yeah, no, there's sugar in everything, and it's hard to like. I mean, there's sugar in like peas. like frozen
Yeah,
peas.
Yeah.
There's sugar in that. I mean, granted, it's natural,
Yeah.
but it's like, so you can't completely eradicate it. But
Yeah. I've been just like I'll eat fruit too. Obviously, fruit has fructose in it, but I won't eat things with added sugar. And like try to avoid things that have sugar at all. But yeah,
well,
the
and that's
added
like,
sugar for
and
sure.
that's like a biological thing about humans is like back in the caveman era. It's like they didn't have. I mean, cavemen didn't eat potatoes and like they didn't do like stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
like they biggest bang for your buck is like sugar and berries.
Right.
And that's why berries are generally speaking like bright in color because we can perceive color and we can like it's a biological adaptation or biological, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Whatever. So
Yeah.
that's why we go after bright things. We don't go after bright things, but the fruit are bright generally speaking
Yeah.
because it's sugar and that's like what we need. Carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
Yeah.
like the only 2 times that I've actually like purposely eaten sugar was when we went to Jake and Cassie's baby shower. Cassie made these like little cake balls.
Oh my gosh. And she like discounted them. They were so good.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they were so good. And I as soon as she brought them out of the fridge, I looked at Alyssa. I was like, I got to eat one of those. So I had one then. And then this last weekend, Easter, you got to eat sugar for Jesus.
That's how it works.
At least that's what I told myself. But
Amen to that.
yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Heaven, yeah.
I even Heaven, yeah. we even like Cassie had a root beer keg at the baby shower,
Yeah.
and I love root beer. I especially love 1919 root beer, and I didn't have any.
What?
Yeah, Alyssa had some, and I had like a little tiny sip. But
So you did have some.
yeah, but it wasn't like I just like had a little tiny sip, and I had already eaten a cake ball at that point anyway. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No. Well, good for you. I hope you are. I wish you Godspeed on your journey.
Thank you.
Don't eliminate carbs. Don't eliminate sugar, because you'll be miserable. And unless you up the fat, baby.
Well, so my friend Alex, he makes these like peanut butter and oat balls. He calls them a-holes because his name's Alex. It's like a donut hole, but it's an a-hole. And so I bought the peanut butter for that, and I bought the oats, and he said he puts like dried cranberries in it. I couldn't find any dried cranberries that didn't have added sugar, or like the whole dried fruit section. The only thing I found was like dried dates. So I used those. They're pretty good.
Keep your regular, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, brother. Wow. Ales.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll give you the recipe. You'd like them.
I probably would. Excuse me.
But yeah,
So.
we do have something that a Couch Beers listener has been trying to get me to play for you for like a couple months at least.
What?
Yeah. So
Play for me?
yeah, it's an audio clip from another podcast of a commercial. So
Okay. Am I supposed to guess?
free advertising. No, he just wants to get your take on it.
Okay. I like being like blinded by this.
I should have
live
had this
reaction.
queued up. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Let me start over. Hold on. It's confusing because it's like he's just screenshotted his phone, and I can't tell where I can go to restart the video. Hold on.
On LinkedIn, important conversations. Radiolab is supported by LinkedIn. Let's talk about what is professional today. On LinkedIn, important conversations are happening around what it means to be a professional. Right now, LinkedIn members are talking about things like needing more flexibility around where we work, how we work, even taking time away from work to focus on family or mental health. Because those things should not stunt career development and growth. Instead, they should enhance it as we show up on our own terms. Members are even putting what's important to them in their job titles with things like career coach / activist / mom. Professional is ours to define. And our authentic self is our professional self. So if your LinkedIn doesn't reflect who you really are, update your job title, post your truth, show the world the authentic professional you. and join the conversations redefining professional on LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Welcome, professionals.
Your thoughts?
The first thing that stands out to me with that is, I guess the first thing is, I don't like when people say share your truth, because that implies that truth is subjective
You're right.
versus like the truth.
Alternative facts.
Yeah, so like I don't like that statement. But what I think, I've seen a lot of this and I loathe it. I hate it more than anything. Is when people are like, normalize this, and they like say something or whatever, and I'm like making a post and saying normalize it isn't actually doing anything. That's just like social what's it called? Virtue signaling.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's like, not to change the subject, but Sam Henshaw's new song, Thoughts and Prayers.
I think I've heard it. Did you play it for me?
I told you about the album, Untidy.
Yeah, I definitely
something.
listened to that song.
So that song, I think, is probably the most impactful in the last decade, and probably, I'm not going to say the future, but the last decade. It encompasses, I think, everything. And the reason is, I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, it's more like, what does he say? It's like, to me, it's a call to action where he's like, oh, like you hear about something bad happening, you just thoughts and prayers. But if it happened to someone like you knew, you'd get all riled up and get super pissed and like do something about it. And it's like, oh, thoughts and prayers though, thoughts and prayers about everything.
Yeah.
And then he says like, what if everyone thought like me? Thoughts and prayers. Like no one does anything, nothing will change. That's why I think it's of the decade, the best song, most impactful. Anyway, LinkedIn.
So what do you think about LinkedIn advertising that you should be talking about your personal life on LinkedIn?
I hate that. I don't think it's okay. So there's two. I don't want to sound as if like I'm against personal life. I think people should design their lifestyle around their life, design work around your life.
Yeah.
Be that as it may, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, like, at some point the company can't cater to every will and everything that somebody wants or thinks they deserve.
Yeah.
Just because, well, I'm entitled to it. That's an entitlement thing at some point. So I disagree with aspects of that. I've seen a lot of things on LinkedIn as well where it's not even clickbait, but it's, again, virtue signaling, or it's like boomers are taking over like Facebook. It's pretty sick. It makes me upset because it's like, it's almost like it's staged. It's like someone's like, it's like a Ring camera and it's like almost on cue. An American flag falls to the ground, and it happens to be a veteran in a wheelchair rolling by.
Yeah.
And he's like, stop, we got to get this American flag. And I'm just like, if it's true, it's genuine, it's like, you don't need to post it.
Yeah.
But when you see it as a post, it's like, then you just see like, a few hundred, I'm going to be honest, a few hundred likes or celebrates from boomers who are like, like, wow, yeah, that's great. And then people get into this political battle on LinkedIn. Right. And I'm like, this is not what LinkedIn is. Right. That is not professional. Period.
It very much reminds me of like on Facebook when there'd be a post. It's like, Kim Kardashian's butt can get 1 million likes. How many likes can we get for our fallen soldiers?
That drives me up a flipping wall.
I've seen a lot of like posts like that on LinkedIn lately.
I know. Oh, so you've been on LinkedIn lately.
Yeah, I started just muting those people. You can like just stop seeing posts from them and like instead of.
Yeah, I try to. Well, and then there was one. I think I did screenshot one thing. I've been kind of like taking a back seat to a lot of things because I'm kind of like, I don't think people want to hear what I have to say about some things.
That's probably true, but then if they really don't want to hear what you have to say, they just don't have to listen, I guess.
Oh, it was kind of to me, it was a joke, but well, it wasn't a joke, but no, it is what it is. I try to, I'm very good at looking at things on LinkedIn and being like, okay, what is genuine? What is crap? And then it's really amazing when you see like one really famous person or like Gary V or the guy from Shark Tank or something post something, then you see these different iterations of it from different people trying to like get traction on it.
Yeah.
But it's funny, I see it from like the big people first, and then I see all these like, it's like I don't know. I see a lot of, okay, it's funny you say that. Sorry, backing up.
Right.
Boomers are taking over on LinkedIn as well, because you see people, I call them the too long didn't reads, because it's a story about, and it's, again, we've talked about this before, where people, it's shameful where they use their children as, or people of lesser,
people that can't speak for themselves, maybe.
Oh, maybe can't speak for themselves, or just like of a different class, or like having a different struggle, and using them to catapult themselves up on like a social media thing.
Make themselves look better.
Yeah, it drives that, to me, is wrong, and that's why I like. Technically, I'm a content creator on my LinkedIn. I don't make any content because I just don't have time to make it whatever, and because I would share my thoughts, but no one would actually give a care.
I would.
Thank you.
I would put you on notifications if that's an option.
You can just follow me.
I think, well, I'm connected with you.
Yeah, we're linked up, man.
Yeah, we're linked in.
Anyway, so I don't know if that answered your question, but
no, I think it did. But you're not upset enough to get your LinkedIn tattoo lasered off yet.
Well, it doesn't work, really. I don't
That's
think
true. You could tell if it's a barcode for anything.
Yeah, it'd be like, that's my my crypto wallet, if you can get it.
There you go.
People are like, oh,
it's your private key.
I like telling people just casually, and not that I do this all the time, but it's like, yeah, I invested $6,500 in Ethereum when it was at 31 cents. No big deal. Then they go home and they look at what Ethereum is now, and then they do the math.
So I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I, like, my family was like family friends with a family from our church. Their son.
That's pretty normal.
Yeah. Their son he's probably like 4 years older than me. We went on family vacations together and stuff. Like, he came on vacations with like just our family, not his family. He owns a crypto fund worth like 9 figures.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, now I'm going to kind of give away like who it is. You could look it up. He was literally the first employee at Coinbase.
So he started it?
No, he didn't start it. There was like the 2 founders. He was the first person they hired.
Damn.
Like straight out of college. And he was like paid only in Bitcoin. So he's told stories like how he accidentally made his friends rich by paying them for pizza. Like, they would buy pizza and he would pay them in Bitcoin and they would just forget about it or something. But
wow, that's crazy.
So he owns like a crypto venture capital firm, and their fund is worth like 9 figures.
Bougie.
Yeah.
That's
and
dope.
like he didn't come for money. Like, his parents both of them were literally pastors.
Amen.
Yeah. So it's cool.
So would you say God was looking on his side?
Maybe. You might say that. He's a good guy, though. He's one of
the good ones?
Yeah. I don't think he's like a selfish dude.
Good.
I bet he uses a lot of his money for good stuff.
Tell him to throw like a couple Ethereum at us for the podcast. Goddamn.
Yeah, he can sponsor us. Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by, I don't know, Jason Bourne.
Pauly Jane Ventures.
There you go.
Yep.
Is that his company?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, it's cool. I like telling that story. He was on the cover of Forbes magazine, actually. Fun fact.
Nice. Does he have a boyfriend, girlfriend?
No idea. My dad would probably know, but I don't think so. He's pretty private.
You don't think your dad would know?
No, I mean, My dad, I think, still talks to his parents, but I haven't talked to him in probably 10 years.
Grease some palms, right?
Well, my dad told me he told his parents to buy Ethereum like during the crowd sale. So I think it was like 50 cents for one Ethereum. But yeah, pretty
To
cool.
go back in time, right?
Yeah. Imagine.
Oh, I had a weird. I got to construct my thought because it was a really nifty idea.
Yeah. I do have one thing. If
You keep going. You keep
okay,
going.
so this is kind of on the line of professionalism.
Oh,
Something that really, really annoys me. If I get an email from somebody that I work with addressed to like 4 people that are like, you're in the 2 line, right?
mm-hmm.
But the email just says, I need this done right away. They don't say to who it should be done.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you want me to do it, tell me you want me to do it. Otherwise, I'm not touching it. I got other things to do.
Yep. No, I think that's basic email correspondence.
Yeah.
Like I created a rule in my outbox to put, if I'm copied in an email, it throws it in a different folder because I'm like, that means I'm not important. I don't have to do anything. I'll just read it when I have time.
Yep.
But like if I'm in a 2 and someone says, this needs to be done, generally I'm the only action. I'm like, the action item is like, you have to pay, or like, please pay this vendor.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, okay, that's me and my team. Gotcha.
Right.
Like, but if it's like a vague statement, I'm kind of like, I'll reply and just reply all and just say, what is the action items on this? Because I'm not going to do anything unless someone explicitly says, Zach, will you do this?
Yeah.
You
No,
don't
the email that really set me off, it was like, has someone called the customer yet? And I'm like, what do you mean? Am I supposed to be calling the customer? Is this other guy? Is my boss? So I like called my boss. I'm like, did you see this email? Is this for me? What do you want me to do? He's like, I got this. He's like, this pisses me off. I'm like, yes. So he sent a strongly worded response.
Yeah.
But the action was completed after that. So it worked.
Yeah, usually, I know my boss does a really great job about it. He says, like, he pretty much like says the situation, so everyone's like on the same page, and then he says like action items. Zach, can you do this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, John, can you do this?
Yep.
Joel, can you do this?
Yep. My boss is good at that too.
So it's like, if you don't do that, then people are kind of like, who's doing everything?
Right.
Or, you know, so yeah. No, that is professional.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah,
I've never seen Tim angry.
Yeah,
I was angry at email.
Because that day I was dealing with like 4 other problems, and I'm getting this email. I'm like, bro, it's not my job. If you want me to do it, I'll do it, but you need to tell me. So, yeah.
Hashtag but a bitch ain't one, right?
True. Facts.
Okay, no, it was a weird concept. Well, kind of a weird concept. So, it was do you like time travel talk?
Yes.
Or do you have your own theories on that?
Well, I don't really think it's physically possible to travel back in
Is
time.
it mentally possible?
But one of my favorite shows I watched in the last few years was Dark on Netflix. And it's kind of all about time travel. Mild spoiler because it's not like very apparent.
It's Norwegian.
From the very beginning. It's German.
I don't know what that is.
It's not Norwegian.
All right.
But yeah,
well.
it's very good.
Okay, so I think I thought about this, and you'll have to help me construct my thoughts because it was very vivid to me as like, that'd be a really cool idea concept for a movie or something, or a show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, so you know in Tenet how they can like invert and like
Mm-hmm.
be backward in time.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like building on that kind of like, well, it's almost exactly that story, I guess I should think. But if you knew at some point in the future you could start like invert and go backward in time, but like at the same pace, you can't just jump to a different time. Like, if you time travel is invented 15 years in the future, to get to right now, you have to go 15 years inverted or backward in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you knew that was possible, what would you do now? Like, would you like bury shit in the ground in a public park, or would you, like, you know what I mean? Like, what would you do now if you knew you could go back in time, but it would take that much time to get back to that point? Like, you'd have to start doing a lot of things now. Like, for example, like, I'm just thinking, like, would you, before Elon Musk said he was going to try to buy Twitter or something, would you put something in the ground?
Okay,
Because then-
question.
Okay, yeah.
So, myself 15 years from now, when I go back 15 years, will I remember everything that happened, or would I be like a blank slate?
Say that again.
So, 15 years from now,
Yep.
old Tim, when I go back in time, will I have all of old Tim's memories?
Yes. Because you're perceiving, like, so 15 years from now, Tim,
Yeah.
to get back to where you are right now,
Yeah.
you have to travel 15 years. So you'll be like
Oh.
even older.
So I
But
would
you
be
could like tell yourself. That's like, then that's a weird time thing. Like, so can you change the period of events if you go back and like there's all this like weird timelines of like how time works, right? With time travel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like if you go into the future and then come back and tell yourself, that's the other thing. So then you're operating with the idea that future self is going to go back in time. But then how does future self try to alert you to money opportunities or whatever it is in the future while you're still trying to pursue the future? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's kind of a really twisted concept to like get your head around, because it's almost like, what's the point, right?
Yeah. So, would my future self be able to interact with me now?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. So I couldn't just like come back in time and
I'm
tell
gonna
myself to
the
do
way I
something.
guess I envision it is just like Tenet, where like everything is moving back, like everything is still moving forward in time, but you're moving backward in time.
Okay.
If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're almost like going against the wind, so to speak.
So what would I do now was the original question. If I knew that that was going to be possible. I don't know. I feel like I would want to just like do something sentimental and like take something I know would be cool to have 30 years from now or something. I don't know. What would you do? Have
I
you
don't
thought
know.
about it?
That was a question where I was asking myself, like, in that kind of scenario, it's like, it's almost like an infinite loop of you're marching forward in time and you're like, all right, so I can revisit this point in time if I want. It'll just take me longer to get there, so to
Mhm.
speak, of my
Mhm.
life. But like, then you got to think, okay, if my future self is coming back to like alert me of opportunities, how would you alert yourself? Your present self?
Would I know it was me, or would that
Well,
like
let's
future self have to convince me?
Let's pretend we don't think this is even possible and we don't care. But like, I don't know. It's like a weird thing, right? Like,
If
how would a 20-year-old or Tim alert today Tim of opportunities of the future? And how would you know it was not necessarily you, but like an
that
opportunity?
it was legit.
Yeah, a legitimate opportunity or something that would convince you to do something.
I think I would. I think I know. I could like just say something that happened in my current life that only I would know, maybe, or like I would be able to convince myself it was me. I think.
Okay.
What
What if you couldn't interact? Like, and say future self wanted you to invest in a new kind of crypto that is going to be, make Ethereum and Bitcoin obsolete. And it'll just make you a bajillionaire, how would future Tim alert present Tim of this opportunity without revealing that it's you?
Um.
And how would it be like? How would you?
Well, now I don't want to give it away, but there is something in my head that I'm thinking right now that I've thought about for a long time, but I've never expressed verbally or in writing.
I wonder
So,
what Zach looks like naked.
and I don't think there would be really any reason that I would actually ever express it out loud. So, I could use that to convince myself
Okay.
it was me.
Okay, fair enough.
And even I could just write a simple note that'd be like, I know about this and this and this, whatever. So,
But if I saw something that says that, I'd be like, who the hell knows about this?
yeah, but nobody could because I know, like, I guess I can't say I know for a fact, but like I don't think I've ever expressed this thought out loud or in writing. So there's the only person
Can I
that would
guess
ever
the
know
thought?
about it. No, you could try, but I don't think you're gonna get it.
Well, let me try.
Yeah.
I wonder what cocaine smells like.
No. That is like. I feel like it would just smell like crushed up pills or something. I don't know.
I guess I don't. It could
Crushed up-
smell like cotton candy. I don't
Crushed
know
up
what it smells
Pez, maybe. A little fruity.
You know what would be the worst? Good
What?
and Plenty's.
Ooh, yuck.
That's like, okay, if there's a listener who likes the taste of Good and Plenty's, like actually seeks them out to purchase them, you should give us one Ethereum.
Or just tell us why. I want to know why. Who likes Good and Plenty's?
Because is it like black licorice, but they, you know how like the best tasting coffee, it's like cats eat it and then they shit it out, and then they get the defecation, they get the beans out of the poop, and then they make the coffee because the enzymes within the cat's stomach make it taste good or something.
I have no
Is
idea what you're
that-
talking about.
Is that what Good and Plenty's are? Like it's like black licorice that someone or a cat eats and they shit it out.
Is it all black licorice flavor? 'Cause
I
isn't
think
there like a
it-
purple one and a
It
white
tastes all
one?
nasty. Yeah, they're all different colors. Doesn't mean they taste different. I don't know. I really don't know. I want a fact checker to tell me what a Good and Plenty is because I think it's cat poop.
I've definitely tried them. I don't know why.
I tried them on accident thinking they were like,
Real candy.
what's the... Excuse me. What are the... They're yellow, orange, green, red. But they're like chewy.
They're like Halloween candy. Candy corn.
No, they're not candy corn. They're like really chewy.
Jujubes.
I don't know what that's not a thing. That's not a candy.
You never watched Seinfeld?
I did, but I haven't seen everything, all of it.
Uh,
Anyway, it's like Jolly Ranchers, but like soft.
I don't know what you're talking about. Lifesavers.
No, I was thinking it begins with a J. They're at movie theaters.
Jujubes.
No, that's not it. Like Jolly or Jelly Gummies.
I think you're thinking of Jujubes, bro.
How do you spell Jujubes?
Jujubees. They're chewy, but they're kind of like hard chewy.
They're like Jujubes, but they're longer. They're like a cone almost. Not a cone, but
Are they striped? Or are they all one
Nope,
color?
they're one
Each one's
color.
different color.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put movie theater candy in. I'm not proud of this.
There's the episode of
There they are, dots. No,
Oh, dots are good.
dots are good, but hold on. It's not dots. It's something like dots.
I thought you were about to talk smack about dots. I was gonna have a problem.
They're like dots, but they're taller and skinnier. They're like they come in like
Mike and Ike's.
Mike and Ike's. That's what it is.
You don't like Mike and Ike's?
I don't like how they make my teeth feel like they're getting pulled out because they're so chewy. Anyway,
It's a bad
Mike and
take.
Ike's.
Mike and Ike's are good.
They're good. Well, whatever. Anyway,
Much
so,
better than Good and Plenty.
What else you got in there? You said you had a lot.
I think that was it.
You only like 2 things.
No, I had
North Coda. And
Coda and Apple TV, the LinkedIn commercial, talked about sugar, talked about sending an email to a group of people, and the fact checkers. I wrote down Tokyo Vice because I want to watch it now. You convinced me. You got to watch Severance. It's so good.
I wish I had Apple TV.
Just pay for it. You can watch Coda, Ted Lasso, and Severance all in a month for $5.99 or whatever it is.
I'm telling you right now, Tim, that sounds great, but it also is super easy to tell people how to spend their money when it's not yours.
Well, I spent money to watch it. I had a 3-month trial.
You're rolling it, maybe.
I had a 3-month trial at Apple TV Plus when I bought my phone, and I never canceled it because I liked what they had to offer. So there you go. It made the lineup. We got Hulu, Netflix. So my family all shares different stuff. So like my brother pays for HBO and Spotify. I pay for Hulu, Apple TV. That might be it. My parents pay for Netflix, Disney Plus. We got all of them between the 3 of us.
Yeah, I've got quite a few too. I pay for HBO Max. I get Hulu in return. I get Disney Plus in return. I get Amazon Prime in return. I get Discovery Plus in return. Ooh, I don't have Paramount Plus, which
I don't either.
I kind of want I kind of want to watch Halo.
Oh, really? Is that any good?
I
just assumed it was bad.
I want to see if I would like it. I was a PlayStation kid growing up, so like I played Halo with my buddies.
I bought an Xbox just so I could play Halo 3.
3?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. I played it a lot. A lot.
Good to know.
You getting ready to eat some Good and Plenty's or what?
Ugh, it would be puke. Actually, I don't know what I'd be doing if I were prepping myself. I'd probably eat a bar of soap before I eat those.
Do they still make them? Somebody's got to be
Good and
buying them
Plenty's?
if they still make
100%.
them.
Yeah. They're at like
Weird.
gas stations that they're not.
Movie theaters used to have them.
Yeah, until they realized no one fucking wanted to pay $9 for the shittiest candy on the planet.
You got strong feelings about Good and Plenty.
Okay, if you can, if there are any listeners who like Good and Plenty's, send me an Ethereum.
Or like send you a voice message or email us why
Venmo
you
me.
like
Venmo me $1 and then we can talk.
You don't need money.
Okay, tell you what. No, Venmo me like $10 and I will buy $10 of Good and Plenty's if I can find it, and I will eat them on the next episode. And I will describe in graphic detail how I feel and what it tastes like.
Now I hope someone does it.
I hope no one fucking does it. That's so gross. Like, okay, now I want to know what listeners, what they think the grossest candy is out there. I'm trying to think. Honestly, I think the Good and Plenty was like, that's probably rat poison, really, if you think about it. Like, someone dropped a bunch of like rat poison in a vat of like sugar and like white, pink, and purple pellets or something, and they're like, oh shit, what should we do? Oh, let's sell it. It's not, it won't kill you unless you eat like 20 boxes of it, and they taste like crap, so no one's gonna do that.
My company, one of our biggest suppliers was this Japanese company for a long time, and they, whenever they would come visit our office, would bring Japanese candy. All of it was disgusting. It was like all red bean paste and stuff.
On a scale from 1 to Good and Plenty, how was it?
Well, Good and Plenty's got a lot of sugar in it, so at least it's sweet. All the red bean paste was just like mushy beans, but like kind of sweet beans. But
I bet I would
not
like
tasty.
that more than Good and Plenty's.
You might.
Anyway. Okay, so real quick, because things are going to get crazy, I think, in the next few weeks. But what are your thoughts on the Elon Musk Twitter debacle?
I don't think there's any way that... Well, I shouldn't say that. I think that the Twitter board is kind of dumb for not selling to him. because obviously it's in the best, like, it's in the best interest of their shareholders, which is what the board is there for. But I don't know. Elon Musk has so much on his plate already. How's he going to make Twitter better? That's what I want to know.
So I think I've read a few subreddits on it, and I think it's hilarious because
So you know what a subreddit is now, huh?
I don't know what a subreddit is. It's on Reddit, the app. Is that like a feed? Is that what they call it? I feel like a boomer on LinkedIn or Facebook right now.
So
What is
like
a subreddit?
if you don't have an account and you just go to reddit.com, there's like the list of all of the top posts on the whole site.
Uh-huh.
But if you have like a Reddit account and you go, it'll show you the top posts from all of the subreddits that you're like a follower of. So there's like funny is a subreddit. It's just like people post jokes and stuff.
Wall Street Bets.
Wall Street Bets is another subreddit.
Okay, so I follow a subreddit then. Wall Street
Yeah,
Bets.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so the one of the posts on a subreddit, Wall Street Bets. Wow, I feel really I feel very smart right now.
Nice. Proud of you.
It was like they were saying it's funny because what'd they say? So Elon Musk offered, what was it, $52 a share or something?
Yeah, I think it was no. I know it for a fact. It was $54.20 because it was $4.20.
Okay, $54.20. So what was it? It was like Goldman Sachs was representing Twitter.
Yeah.
And like was trying to like say it was not a good offer or something.
Right.
But also all their like analysts said the stock is valued at like $30.
Yeah.
Like
it
price
was a
target.
sell. Yeah.
So it was kind of like
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought that was hilarious because I'm like, you guys are.
The thing is, the people, Goldman Sachs is such a big like group that the people that said it was a sell and you should buy at $30 with a price target of $30 are 100% a different group than the people that Twitter hired to
Right.
like analyze it. But yeah.
Well, and like, I don't know. I think it's just funny, like, because when they talk about the poison pill, like there's all these different methods that, you know, I learned in college that were in my finance classes, which were really interesting, but it's kind of like now you're hearing about them because they're coming, like they've never really had to use them. Companies never really had to use them before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like scorched earth is like, I think that's what Kohl's did when they were about to be taken over. It's like they just take on a ton of debt and make it look super unattractive.
Mm.
And then it's like, then the people who want to buy them are like, all right, well, we're not going to buy you now. And then now they're stuck with all this fucking debt.
Yeah.
But so it's like there's different methods and all that stuff. But
the other thing in defense of the Wall Street Bets crowd maybe is that Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, was like on Twitter the other day replying to people about how like he thought that the Twitter board of directors was like the biggest disappointment in the history of the internet and like how they've been a problem since Twitter was founded. So like he was very anti the board. So maybe he just wanted a payday. I don't know.
So that's the other thing that I think is funny is because I think it was another post or someone said like, you know, Elon Musk, like he buys all those shares and then he like now he does a tender offer.
Yeah.
And then now the price jumped up and now that, you know, the poison pill might screw over all the other shareholders and all.
Yeah.
But they're just like that slight boost in stock price. I mean, he's going to make 300 million on it.
Right.
So he can just like sell it and be like, see ya.
Right.
So it's like he kind of wins either way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's funny because it's like, what do I think is funny about this is
it's funny to see this all play out live and like to get all the behind the scenes like directly from the horse's mouth, the horse being Elon Musk.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny too because I know some people don't like him just because he's a billionaire, right?
Yeah. He also says some stupid things sometimes.
He does say stupid things.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't though, right?
Right.
I mean, I say quite a bit of stupid things.
True.
I try not to, but
he's very much a Twitter troll.
well, and that's the other thing I like about him. I applaud him about too is he really doesn't give a like he's almost like a weirdly a savant, like a functioning that understands how. I think he's trolling the system is what I think he's doing.
Most ultra wealthy people would never try to do what he's doing. Like if he had financial advisors, they would be telling him this is a bad idea. You know?
Yeah, and that's why it's like he
just
doesn't
doesn't
care
care.
about the money.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. This man sold a large stake of PayPal for however many million or billion or whatever.
Yeah.
Then threw it all at Tesla and SpaceX, and then took out a loan for rent
Yeah.
for where he lives. I mean, if you have that many millions, you put like 1 million aside for like rent, right? Like,
Yeah.
I would say, but he threw literally everything at it and went to the bank and got a loan. I don't know.
I saw something. I don't know if this is true. I'm just parroting what I read, but there was a post that was like when WhatsApp was bought by Facebook, it had like some millions of monthly active users, and WhatsApp had 50 employees. And when like right now, Twitter has like 8,000 employees and like 300 million monthly active users or something like that.
Jeez.
No, that's not right. I don't remember. WhatsApp was like 1 billion users. I don't know. It was way more with way fewer employees.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's all I got.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I hope I don't know. I think it's interesting, right? Like, so I don't know. To me, the Twitter situation is funny because shareholders, like, who would say, nope, take the poison pill and like fuck us all over?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who would really truthfully say that unless you were like a person who doesn't care about your investment?
Yeah.
I mean, the board collectively has less than like 3% of the company.
Right. Jack Dorsey only has like 2.5% or something, and he's the founder. Elon Musk has like almost 4 times as much as he does.
Well, I saw another thing, I think, that said like, you know, all these like, they're not billionaires, but they're, you know, millionaires, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, they might come to like start buying a ton of Twitter just to like pretty much turn the keys over to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw something like that where someone had tweeted, funny enough, on Twitter saying like, hey, I could throw a
Couple $100 million.
I was going to say like all those Wall Street bet people. Yeah, I might just YOLO my savings at Twitter.
Well, it's still trading below his $54.20. So I guess if you think there's a good chance he ends up buying it for $54.20 a share, you might as well just buy up some.
Well, that's a really weird thing, or not weird thing, but that's the question too. Like, so do you buy with the anticipation that like he succeeds, or do you, as all the Wall Street bet people say,
Short it.
or do you short the hell out of it and like watch it dump down? You know, because if Elon sells, it's dead in the water. It just like plummets probably below 30, I'd say.
Yeah.
To correct, I would, but I don't know. It's a really funny situation. Watch it next week or next time we do this. We'll be like, ha! I should have YOLO'd my savings.
Yeah. You never know. It's hard to predict.
I left my crystal ball at home.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think Belinda has your birthday gift,
Really?
or maybe I.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
I'm not telling you.
Why not?
It's not a surprise.
We'll turn our mics off. Ready? 3, 2, 1. No way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I can't believe you just told me. She's going to be pissed. It's okay. She doesn't listen to this anymore, so we can talk smack.
She doesn't listen to this?
She's like 5 episodes behind or something.
I guess I stopped listening like 10 episodes
Well,
ago.
you're here. You listen to every episode.
I know. Well, I listen. I am present in the moment. I used to listen to see how dumb I sounded, and now I'm like,
I gotta say, if anyone listens to this on regular speed,
they're dumb.
they're dumb. Yeah, I'm sorry.
On regular speed?
Yeah, on like 1x speed. Do you listen to podcasts on 1x speed?
I listen to audiobooks on like 1.2, I think.
I've made my way on audiobooks up to like 2.1.
What?
Yeah,
How do you even comprehend what they're saying?
because I'm like reading along with it.
Oh, so you're doing that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's
Yeah, if I'm only listening to it, I switch to like 1.5. But
Sometimes it gets so fast where it's like,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
if you're listening to a book, they have characters who like speak certain ways. Like the Reacher novels are great.
So I've been reading and listening to the Wheel of Time books. I'm on like book 5 now, and now if like every once in a while I'll turn it to 1x speed, just because it sounds like they're talking this slow, because I've been listening to them talk so fast for so long that regular speed sounds just obnoxious.
Did I tell you what my coworker, what she did to our podcast?
Yeah, you told her that she turned it to like 0.8 and it sounds like we're drunk.
She put it to like 0.5 or something, and it sounded like you were like on drugs.
Yeah, that checks out. I've done that before. It's kind of funny.
You've done drugs?
No, I mean, I've turned it to like 0.5 or whatever.
Nice.
Yep.
I got nothing else.
Me either.
All right. Well,
Let's get out of here.
all right. Peace out. Have
Bye.
a birthday. Bye. Thanks.
Thanks.
Listeners.